Okay. What is your opinion on school loans and tuition costs right now?
Overall in the country or at Rutgers?
Both.
Okay. Well, I think overall in the country, as it's about supply and demand. So as college becomes more popular, it becomes more and more expensive. Back in the day when our grandparents were going to school and our parents, not everybody was going to college. But now, since there's so many people, colleges have, I feel like, taken advantage of this, and they're charging us exorbitant rates to get an education, and it's beginning to separate, middle class people from wealthy people. Because if you're really poor, you can get a lot of free education, and if you're really wealthy, you can pay. But if you're middle class, you're kind of stuck in a really tough spot. And of course, education is paramount, but I mean, at what cost? Are you really supposed to be not mortgage, but are you supposed to be in $200,000 worth of debt when you finish? Is that really what this is supposed to be about?
Is there a specific candidate that you agree with their policies about possibly getting more towards school loans and tuition?
See, it's funny because I know a lot of Barack Obama's policies on a lot of things, but the things that apply to me, like school loans, I don't really know his policy on that. But just in general, the Democratic Party has always leaned more towards helping people out, whereas the Republican Party has leaned more towards every man for themselves.
I think people should have a wide range of what kind of loans they could get, because tuition is just only going to get up. You never know what happens. Like, just because I am graduating in the next 20 years or 30 years, I'm going to have kids who are in college, and by the looks of it now, the tuition is going to be like what, maybe, I don't know. I pay $20,000 a year now, so it'll be like maybe $40,000, $50,000. And I don't know if I'll be able to pay for that. My parents were able to pay for me, so I want to be able to pay for my kids. So if push comes to shove, they do have to take a loan, and you know how interest is. I don't want them to have to, owe the government $80,000. So for like McCain, for instance, I don't know. They said that he had certain ideas about like what kind of like welfare, like a decision that would be for the economy. I've been kind of watching it on the news lately, and it said that like if it went in effect, that students would be affected because they wouldn't be getting as many loans. And like at Rutgers, the tuition is going up, so a lot of people do need loans. Not like myself, but I know a lot of people who do have loans and grants from the government. And I think that wouldn't be a good idea. You need to have someone who is on your side, and I don't think that someone like John McCain.
My main arguments coming up has always been you want students to go to college and be upstanding citizens, but a lot of people don't want to get into so much debt, so that's why you have people back in the street that scrap, that say this is the only way, because you're going to be straddled with all this debt, and it's not even a guarantee that a lot of people will get through school. So it's a double-edged sword, and it's real difficult to deal with at times, but hopefully the next administration will find a way to make it a little bit better.
I feel like the student loans kind of suck, to put it bluntly, and that it would be better if there was a candidate who could help us out more and like federally help us out, and not only have us relying on banks and other loans to pay for our education, which is so important right now. So I feel like a president that would put money more towards education and not towards like war and places that we don't need to be would really be the candidate that would help us.
Well, I just think it's incredibly unfair because a lot of people are missing out on a golden opportunity, and they're not going to get a chance to advance in life because of the fact that they just can't economically pay for it, even with loans and scholarships and all that. There just are a lot of people who can't afford it still, which is unfortunate.